Hello everyone, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel, and today we are talking about, well, I guess let me spin this around a second. We're talking about the Rossi R92 38 Special / 357 Magnum, made in Brazil by CBC, imported by Brastek International, Bainbridge, Georgia. I believe that entails the entirety of the markings on this gun. So you know me, if you do know me, you know I am a fan of lever action firearms. This is just one of several that have come into the collection. I believe that's just a serial number. And what we have here is a reproduction of the Winchester 1892 with a couple little tweaks, certain features, and one actually relatively big change that I didn't care for, but there it is. So you have the Winchester 1892 reproduction chambered in 357 Magnum, which means that it will also take 38 Special. We have some Brazilian hardwood here. Nice. A bunch of gold accents. We'll go a little slower in a second. Some nice gold accents. That's where the name R92 Gold comes from. Some gold accents here. 20-inch barrel. 10 shot capacity. Let's get into it. Let me first start with the box. People sometimes want to see what the gun comes in. And it's this very simple cardboard box. Not much going on here. Actually, not a bad looking cardboard box. Some information, if I can orient this properly, show you on camera. And I don't know if I lost it or if it didn't come with it, but there was absolutely no information in this box. I gotta assume there was like a manual or something in here, but I just can't find anything. It's just empty. I might have lost it. Wait, let me just check over here. Ah, there it is. There it is. So as you can see, it's this very plain cardboard box. Not much going on, just enough to barely contain the gun. And we do in fact have an owner's manual. I didn't know it was there. This is R92 lever action for pretty much all lever action guns of that type. Rossi makes this in 357 Magnum, 44 Magnum, a bunch of different finishes and configurations. Well, I didn't know that was in there. So we'll go from back to front as I typically do, and we'll start with the kind of buttstock. So this is the R92 Golds. This is just a slightly nicer version, with a lot of the gold accents on them. And we'll start here. We saw this very nice, high sheen, very attractive looking metal butt plate. While this looks very nice, and it does look very nice, you know, kind of some gloss to it. This is very slick actually, and does not have very little traction. And when you're actually working the lever on the lever action gun, the gun can kind of slide up and down. So you might actually want to increase the traction by putting some, I don't want to say like skateboard tape, but something here, some kind of rubberized piece here. It's going to give you a little more traction on the gun. It's a nice Brazilian hardwood. You got kind of a straight stock. No model number or anything or information on here. Sometimes you'll see it on certain lever action guns, certain Winchester reproductions will have some information here. This does not have any of that. Take a look at this actual lever. This is correct for the Winchester 1892, but notice how much of a gap you have in between the lever and the actual stock of the gun. I'd like that to be a little bit closer personally. That's kind of there's kind of a big gap there. That's just kind of how they were. I think that is correct for the Winchester 1892. Again, no information here. We've got the gold accents on the hammer, the trigger, the gold accents on the lever itself. Working the lever, it's a little bit rough. Oh, it seems really rough when I do it now. I've been kind of working this in. I've been loading up with snap caps. Should I just drop? I guess I got another one. I'm loading up with snap caps. I can throw it around like this. And I just kind of running it through. It has smoothed out a lot since I got it. And that's going to slide. Let me see if I can get it. Whoa, that one flying. That is something I want to mention about the Winchester 1892, at least this Rossi example. Those cases fly straight up and they fly fast. So we got loading gate. Let me turn this around. See that this very high kind of polish, high sheen receiver picks up smudges very easily. We have something I don't like. This is a manual safety. I guess it's not really, it's a safety of sorts. This is something Rossi put on here. This is basically just a firing pin block. Let me see the best way I could show this firing pin block. That when the safety is off, the firing pin is kind of free to move. When you put it on safe, it's going to hold the firing pin back and not let it go forward. I believe this is a free-floating firing pin, at least it appears to be, and when you have the safety on, it kind of just holds the firing pin in place. And I think you can see it just moves ever so slightly out of battery, in and out. And that's how the safety works. That is not original to the Winchester 1892, something that Rossi put on there. I do not like it. The Winchester 1892 locks by these big old locking lugs that go up and down. I don't think that's part of it. That might be part of that. At least a linkage for it. But you can see how, as I'm going up, these are going into place. And that's going to give you a nice, good, strong lockup. I love the Winchester 1873, but it's kind of big, it's kind of heavy, kind of expensive. And the Winchester 1892 was just kind of a more economical, stronger gun. There's no like top cover here. Winchester 1873 had like a sliding top cover. That was pretty cool though, but it doesn't have it. Let me see, can I show this bolt off? Yeah. I believe the Winchester 1892 has that kind of slightly angled bolt that later versions would not have. See that kind of elevator? Let me see if I can get good lighting here. We got kind of very basic buckhorn style sights, which work pretty well. You can adjust the elevation up and down by kind of, let me see what I'm doing here. I think you kind of just pull up on this part here and you can kind of slide this up and down. I'm not going to mess with it right now. Barrel band. I think the Rossi website says this is supposed to be an octagonal barrel. This is not. This is very much just a smooth barrel. A kind of a carbine style band here. Kind of a brass filled front sight. I believe the windage adjustment would be by tapping the front sight, but I haven't done anything myself. And that's it. That's the Rossi R92. It's a fun little gun. I enjoy shooting it. It's really not the smoothest. Let me see a good way I could have this on camera and not bump my camera. But it is... man, it's hard to put a rifle on this table and not hit my camera. I apologize. But it's not a particularly smooth gun. The smoothest lever gun I had was the Winchester 1873 that was made by Morocco. That was the smoothest thing. This is just not all that smooth. However, when you consider the price point, I don't think you can complain too much. This can be had for like around $600-700. Even this gold one. This gold one's kind of like a slightly fancier version. These Rossi R92s, I think they routinely sell for like $600. So I find them pretty fun to shoot. 357 Magnum in a rifle is quite pleasant, and 38 Special is almost nothing. It feels like nothing. We got some targets here. What do I have? This is me just casually shooting at 25 yards, standing. It's not bad. A little to the left. I tend to shoot a lot of rifles a little bit to the left. I tend to shoot lever action rifles a little bit to the left. That could be just me. My eyes and maybe bad technique. 25 yards, it's not bad. Another target here. Let's see. I think this is another just 25 yards standing. I think this is 25 yards, me trying to like kind of rest it on the table You can see that does tighten up just a little bit. I mean, it'd be really nice if I could say these are all my shots, but it's not. I've got one down here. I think similar here, this is supposed to be me resting on the table. And that's not particularly good accuracy. Honestly, I'm just going to say it's me. Never been all that great a rifle shooter. And I'm really inclined just to say that it's me. But keep in mind, this is a pistol caliber carbine. This is shooting, for every single, all intents and purposes, a pistol cartridge. So I don't know how much ballistically you could expect rifle performance out of a pistol cartridge. Because as powerful as 357 Magnum is, it is still a pistol cartridge. But I think out to 100 yards, a good shot can get things done. And of course, someone's going to say they can get out further, and great. 357 Magnum, particularly out of a, if I didn't say, I think this is a 20-inch barrel. 357 Magnum out of a 20-inch barrel is no joke. I've seen the 16-inch Rossi rifles, and I felt they were just a little bit too short, in my opinion. I want something a little bit longer. And yeah, this is a fun gun. It's fun to shoot. It's fast to shoot. If I have other people shoot it, they enjoy it. You know, work the action a little bit, try to smooth it out. I wouldn't send it off to someone to do it for you. Just run the action. Put some snap camps in there. Spend an afternoon running the action. Put some oil in there a little bit. I don't think I've ever taken this apart either. On the earlier Winchester rifles, you kind of just had side plates that would come off. I don't think I've ever taken this apart. Before I forget it, we got the half cock. That's the true safety. That's the original safety. That's a half cock notch, and that is supposed to be your safety. The gun will not fire that way. And then when you want to fire, like that. This stuff, I don't like it. I don't like that. I feel like that's going to get you killed. Not that this is really a defensive rifle. So I guess that leads to the question is, what is this gun good for? And I think it really is a recreational fun gun, cowboy action shooting, range gun. You know, this is a $600 rifle. For $600, you can get a very basic AR-15, and I think you should. If you don't have an AR-15, go buy an AR-15. This is kind of a luxury. And people might jump in like, well, you know, back 120 years ago, people used this as their primary rifle. Yes, correct. Keep in mind that people were still using black powder back then. This is a fun gun. It's a range gun, a recreational gun. It's enjoyable to shoot. It does everything it's supposed to do, and I think it does it at a really good price. I think we're going to end it there. This is Steven from the Even Steven channel. If you have any questions, I'll answer as best I can. This one is actually going to go up for sale. This is just something that's going to come out of the collection. This is going to go to Howell Gunworks. I live in New Jersey. If you want to pick up this particular example of rifle, it is going to be going to Howell Gunworks. They're going to have it on sale, and you can pick it up. You say you got it. Should be a good deal. All right. Please all that like, share, and subscribing. I will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.